There are too many assaults that are taking place in our schools. They are taking place in our public schools, our private schools, they're taking place in big city schools, country schools, and they've got to stop. Literally thousands of kids are being suspended as a result of these sorts of, frankly, crimes that are taking place. And it takes a lot of courage to be willing to step up and to talk about this. And like all parents, I want to introduce you to Marnie Butcher, who's had enough about what is happening at a school in her part of Australia, in Shepparton here in Victoria. Marnie, thank you very much for joining us. And I, firstly, and just most importantly, want to say thank you for your courage. You've got a 13-year-old girl, and she's been on the receiving end of some pretty violent stuff recently. As much as you want to tell, what happened to her?
Started on day 3 of Year 7 this year. She looked at a kid the wrong way in class, and that has started everything. It has not stopped since that day. She has been bashed. She was punched 9 times in the head and then kneed. She was kicked in the head last week, and we live in fear every day that our girl won't come home.
Darling. And just as you say, the fact that she... And you said that she just started in Year 7, so all of that stuff that's already rolling around inside you, she's had the worst possible start to a Year 7. Who have you gone to? Before we had the chance to talk, before we knew about your story in the media, what happens when you go to the school?
Look, the teachers involved in all this have been amazing, to just not our daughter, but to us as well. Their support have been just amazing. I just don't understand how these kids are still in that school.
Because
my daughter...
Where... You keep talking, sorry.
My daughter can't go onto the oval. She's not safe on the oval. She's limited to areas within that school as to where she is safe. It's just not fair.
So tell me about what Phoebe said to you about her time in Year 7, starting at a new high school.
Phoebe, she was hesitant to start with, but the first 2 days she absolutely enjoyed every minute of it. Come day 3, and it's turned her life upside down. She fears every day. She fears she's going to be bashed every day. Every time someone goes near her, she fears that she's going to be bashed. And she just keeps saying within her head, I'm going to be bashed again.
So, I mean, no sane person is listening to you and doesn't think that this is disgraceful, should have stopped before it even started. What excuse has the school or the Department of Education or the authorities given to you about why the kids that have done this are still at that school, have not been suspended, have not been expelled?
James Molino has not made any contact apart from one email. I've emailed him after every incident that's happened. I've shown him footage. I've showed him screenshots of death threats to my daughter. We've got nothing from him. We've gone to the police. We've been let down by them. And I feel we've been let down by everyone.
I mean, obviously for for Phoebe, this couldn't be more traumatic. This is going to be something that's going to live with her for forever. She needs to have this fixed as soon as possible. And I know that you're taking a risk talking about this because, sometimes these things fix everything and sometimes these things make things a little bit worse. But I can understand as a dad that if you're hearing nothing from anyone else, then you've just got to scream. You've got to scream into the void, which is why you're looking into that camera right now. I know you don't want to be on telly, but I just want to say thank you for being the mum that you are to Phoebe, because you are the lion for Phoebe. We can hear about this and we can try to put some pressure on people to get off their ass and fix this for Phoebe.
Yeah.
So can you please just do two things? One, can you give Phoebe a cuddle from all of us? And two, have some time for yourself as well. Are you being supported in all of this?
I am. I've got a lot of support, like networks, and I am getting support. So my concern's Phoebe.
Well, I'm going to make sure that this is seen by the people who need to see it. They will see it in the next couple of days. We will keep pushing them. And while I'm here in Victoria, if I've got to go and front them, I gladly will on your behalf. Strength and love to you, strength and love to Phoebe. This is a disgraceful way to start high school, and it is just not on. But you are an amazing mum. Never forget it.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Marnie Butcher is her name. Her daughter is Phoebe. I'm deliberately holding off the name of the school here, because as soon as I name the school specifically, then that can become problems for the student here. But this is not okay. How is this okay? How is there not action? How, when some of the footage that you have seen, have the police not been called? How have kids not been suspended? How have they not been expelled? How is it in 2021 that for some people to walk into a room and say, hey guys, is considered a bigger crime against a child's development than them being bashed in the early days of going to school? This is not on. It's not acceptable. It's not okay. And we will do everything we can to make her life better. We'll keep checking in, but Marnie is exactly the type of mum who Phoebe needs right now, and is exactly the type of mum that we fight for on this program.